Hi everyone, Proxy Table Gaming, PTG. We are back for another battle report. I am Hyper G. You are Lucky Sixes.
Hello.
Hi.
You're right.
Yeah, it's a Friday morning. Feeling a bit meh.
Yeah. It's all good.
It's a good start, isn't it?
Yep.
Enthusiasm.
We're all about high energy today. High energy and rolled a 6.
6 sixes on 4 dice. Woo.
It was alright.
Pretty much. So this is a battle. You'll be pleased to know. You will be pleased to know. But this battle occurred some time ago, didn't it?
It did. Yeah. We kind of ran out of physical battles.
Crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
So
blooming lockdown.
Yeah, man. But this is why we have some in the bank to be able to bring you them if we need to. So yeah.
Context of this basically was this was played at the end of January, way before COVID was even a thing. Well, not way before, it probably still was a thing, but only in China at that point. And there was no lockdown, so you came over and we had a battle in my garage car hole. This was pre-Art of War 3. You were having a last practice with your Highborn Elves going into the tournament. For some reason that I cannot possibly remember, I didn't take command of my ogres, which I was taking to Art of War 3, and we all know how that turned out for me and my ogres. I decided to take Orcs and Goblins to this battle.
Yep.
No idea why I didn't take ogres. I don't know if you remember. But it was like 11 months ago, this battle. So well, 10 months ago. So
just a bit of practice. Practice I think for the Highborn. Let's call it that. Yeah,
pretty much. Orcs and Goblins come out to play. And I took a list that I've not really taken before. We'll get to that in a minute though. Was in circle and secure target as the deeps. And there's your Highborn Elves. And obviously you kind of have seen that list before because this is what went to Art of War 3. You didn't know how you were going to do Art of War 3 at the point of this battle, but is it worth reminding folks what you got?
Yeah, sure. I mean, fans of the channel, as you said, will know it, but Spear Prince with giving quick to fire to a unit. He's got basically most of my characters have 6-up ward saves, which I thought was very apt.
Lucky sixes.
In fact, all of them do actually. But this guy's got 1-up armor, 6-up ward. The commander BSB is Master of Culinary Tower, Ovs with Banner of Carmine. And I've got I was trying out a young dragon. So this was like straight after Christmas, way back when. There was the points changes and all that jazz. So my list had to change somewhat. And I'm very interested actually going to this December, how it will change as well.
Is there officially going to be points changes all round? Is that for all the armies?
Yeah, every year. It's yearly, isn't it? I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
I look forward to Temple Guard getting more expensive then.
Yeah, obviously. OP. But yeah, so and as we've sort of seen from previous Highborn battles, even when I have a dragon, I tend to run around with it and don't get into combat anyway. So,
shall we count on one hand or two hands how many times your dragon gets into combat in this game?
I have no idea.
You can't remember it.
No,
I can because I've
3 hands.
I've annotated the pictures.
It's with 3 hands.
Yeah, okay.
You're gonna need them. Mm-hmm. So he's a pyro master, basically shooting flames everywhere, with hard target and magical resistance. I think Demon's Bane.
Cool.
One of those anyway. Big Sea Guard, big spears, 2 lots of Rhymanites, which I love, 2 eagles, Suicidian Deathwish, Catclaw, Ovs.
I love that your Highborn Elves have got the names on those 3 units now.
Yeah.
And at some point in like 20 years, all 25 Sea Guard will have a name.
I think so. I'm surprised my characters do have it, but I just haven't written them on there really. Got Drakor is the BSB, Master of Cameron Tower.
Yeah.
And then Ty and Saphira are normally the
dragon,
the mage and dragon. But I don't, never put it in. So
no, yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, but yeah, there's a long, quick sum up.
Yeah, sure. Well, mine is going to be even quicker because I can't remember the magic items on my characters at all, and I didn't write down the list. It was literally just on a piece of paper, and then never played Orcs and Goblins after this battle. I don't think the whole year. I can't remember. Have I played Orcs and Goblins in 2020? Don't really remember. I mean, I went on to Ogres obviously immediately, and then back to Saurians and a bit of Cultists. So yeah. Can't remember what the characters have got, but I went with the Feral Orc block, which obviously are very popular at the moment, but I wanted to give it a game, try it out. I love my Forest Goblin Raiders, of course, so got 2 units of those. The Forest Goblin Witch Doctor, Wizard Master, is using Witchcraft, which again, not really tried out before, and he's on a Gargantula, so giving that a whirl as well. And then, other than that, I've got 10 Orc Boar Boys, 2 big units, I say bigger than most people would take, Nasher Herd units, and some War Machines at the bottom, really. But looking at that, it doesn't look all that filled out, but I mean, the Ed Bashers are quite expensive. Obviously, the Wizard Master's quite expensive. I imagine I maxed out the magic items on the characters, so yeah, there it is.
Fair play.
Okay, there is our deployment, as you can see in the garage. It was in circle, so I've got the big centre, you've got the big flanks. So I deployed, and actually, one of the comments we had in a previous battle was, when we're proxying, would you mind going through what you're proxying what as?
Okay.
And for this battle, funnily enough, there's very little proxying.
Yeah.
So we can't really do that much because most of what is on the board is actually what it's supposed to be. So this isn't really a traditional proxy table gaming battle as such. But on the left, out of picture, I've got the Skura in the bottom left. Then a unit of Nashers, the Boar Boys, another unit of Nashers, and in front of them is 3 Grotlings. Behind at the very back is the Git Launcher. Big unit of Ferals right in the middle. Gargantula to their right. Up front scouting is a Forest Goblin Raider unit, the special one, because there's not 8 of them. Then at the far back right, there is the 10 Forest Goblin Spider Riders, and at the bottom right is the Splatterer. And that's it. And yeah, everything is what it's supposed to be, apart from maybe the Splatterer is actually another Git Launcher being proxied as a Splatterer. But it is one of each War Machine. So
yeah.
Over to you.
Yeah, well, I wanted to use the hill to hide my guy. But otherwise, Rhymer Knights on the flanks for scoring and flanking purposes. And then 3 big blocks in the middle, like your standard setup. I've got the Lion, Chariot, Catclaw in front of the spears, and then the 2 eagles next to my... all like dancing around each other behind the hill.
yeah, and you got spears, Queen's Guard, Sea Guard in that order, left to right, haven't you?
Yeah. Interestingly, all the infantry have spears because they can.
Spears,
yeah, because it's 1 point each for the Queen's Guard.
Yeah, why not?
It's just silly not to.
Yeah, and it was secure target. You put down the one on the left, which obviously behind the hill, knowing your Rhymer boys are there. I think I put the one right in the middle. Obviously, it's yeah. I think my plan, I'm pretty sure my plan was to actually ignore the objective in the middle, kind of knowing that I probably couldn't stop your Rhymer Knights on the right from getting it.
Okay.
And just rushing the rest of your army. That was kind of the plan. But
my main plan was to try and hide as much of my knights and my dragon away from your stuff.
Yeah.
Really.
Just another view of the battle. in a side view. Got the cat watching. It is a bit crazy in the garage. I need to clear it up a bit. In fact, it's actually got less clear since this battle took place. So, yeah. And I annotated this one again, and using a different version of speech bubbles. People liked the speech bubbles that we used in the last one, or at least one comment said as much. But before getting that comment, I'd actually already annotated this one with different speech bubbles and arrows. So let us know whether you like this version more than the last version or not at all, etc. Very keen on comments regarding our annotations, because obviously we can keep doing it or we could not. Completely for you guys. So the small unit of Forest Goblin Raiders vanguarded and scouted. And so did the Grotlings. And that's, I love that little move. The scout and the vanguard. I love it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of my things. I got first turn. I don't really remember how it came about, because usually you drop for first with your elves. So maybe I took the chance and
I think so.
Probably. And yeah, I'll put a few arrows out just as this forward advance, really, with everything. Not overly cautious, don't think. Because not a lot has got counter charges on me. So I think I was just going forward. The spider has moved to face the dragon, the Rymar Knights. Calling them Dragon Knights, they're not anymore, are they? The Rymar Knights. Witchcraft doesn't have a lot of missiles, really, though, does it? So Witchcraft isn't really a damaging path. It's more of a messing about path. So
Hex and buff,
yeah. So that was just a bit zonal, really. Killed 3 of your Sea Guard with magic, I think. Can't really remember. I think it was magic. But in shooting, actually it might have been the shooting from the Spider Riders on the right-hand side next to him. But in shooting, this kit launcher misfired, so good start. And then we go into your turn. The Splatterer didn't do anything, as far as I can tell, neither did the Skewerer. Yeah, onto your turn, for your turn 1.
Well, just march them over here, kind of luring, but also keeping out of line of sight of anything and just playing the long game there. Dangerous Terrain kills 1.
Yeah.
That's why you have 6. So.
Absolutely, yeah.
Suicide comes out.
That's Suicide, isn't it? I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Suicide normally comes out first. He's a bit gung ho, more than Death Wish.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Death Wish needs to make his wish first in the battles.
Okay.
But yeah, so otherwise, I move my knights up pretty far, pretty aggressively, but knowing that only the what are they called, the squigs,
Nasher
herds, can charge him, I think. But there was, I was hoping that my dragon could flame him up a bit first.
Sure. Yeah.
And then my knights go first. So if I can get them down to like 2 or 1 rank, then happy days. Is my thought.
And speaking of your fire magic, you launched a Scorching Salvo, which is Scorching Salvo everything within 18 inches?
24.
24, blimey, yeah. So it hit pretty much all my units.
Yeah. It was one I used quite a lot in the tournament. Like I love that spell.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously let this go, and it did 4 wounds to the Grotlings, 2 to the Orcs, 1 to the Nasher on the right, 3 to the Nashers on the left. And I think different spells and or Blaze hit the Skewerer.
Yeah, I tried to go all against the Skewerer with Blaze as well, I think.
Yeah. So, yeah, good bit of picking off models.
Yeah, man.
And then your shooting begins, of course. Sea Guard leading the way with that. Obviously, Queen's Guard would have been shooting as well.
Yeah, the Queen's Guard went first, I think, and then the Sea Guard. I mean, the move to be that so that they could see both the them, like the army coming at them and the guys on the right. But yeah,
killed 8 of the Orcs. I can remember not passing Aegis saves, which is why I particularly mentioned it there. But yeah, that takes out nearly a third of the unit, which isn't fantastic. Into my turn 2, and my Nashers fail their charge into the Knights, having only lost 3 to your fire magic. I thought I'd give it a go. It wasn't a short charge by any means.
No,
it was at least 9 or 10, maybe even more. But yeah, definitely failed. I don't really know how it would have gone with only Strength 5, AP 2 on your Knights.
Well, that's pretty good.
I guess you're 4 up, aren't you, to that?
Yeah, it takes it 4 up and you're wounded on 2s.
I think it's 4 up, 6
be a decent
up,
amount.
So, I mean, I might have been alright, but yeah.
I think I'll probably do some wounds for... You got great weapons, have you?
No, just Strength 5.
Oh, right, okay.
AP, I think it's Agility 5 on the charge, so it would have been...
I might do 3 or 4 wounds, but you should have your full complement, really.
It was definitely worth doing, as opposed to being charged, anyway. So...
Yeah.
But failed, so didn't quite pay off.
Yeah, I think you stopped Pyro Flow on them, the bigger Pyro Flow on them.
Yes, I did.
To my knowledge.
Which is why Scorching Salvo happened, obviously.
Yeah.
I move up everything, undisturbed by the shooting. Obviously, I've got to get to you. Because I'll just get shot off if I stay put. Spider decides to abandon the Rymar Knight problem, knowing that I can't hang around for that objective in the middle. If I hang around with my scoring unit, which is Feral Orcs, then that's wasting them. And I should have had a different scoring unit over there. I guess my problem with this list is I think I've only got the 2 scoring, the Ferals and the Orc Boar Boys, which isn't ideal.
Okay.
But this is pre-Ocho tournament, so
sure.
I hadn't really learned the perils of only having 2 scoring units at that stage. So maybe this was the first trial of it, and then I forgot when it comes to Ocho. But yeah, couldn't hang around for that objective in the middle. Obviously, the Boar Boys charged Suicide, so get rid of him.
Should be toast.
Yeah, it's just a close-up of that situation there.
Coming at you.
Yeah. Got Deceptive Glamour off, which I think you were like, why? Why cast that? And you didn't dispel it. And then I revealed why. I put Evil Eye on your chariot, obviously.
There you go.
To reduce his charge range. Yeah. And then followed it up with a rock on the chariot, which killed it.
Yeah. Hey, backup plans. Backup plans are always good.
That's what it's all about, yeah. It would have been a genius plan to stop the chariot charging something. But yeah. I couldn't see the dragon with my splatterer or my gear launcher. So the only target was the lion chariot, and yeah, just landed right on it, smacked it up, dead.
Yeah, man.
So Evil Eye wasn't actually a thing at all. And your Death Wish went on a runaway.
You did.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I was out of BSB range there.
Yeah.
That's probably why. But yeah.
Yeah. And I think with that kind of panic test, you run away from the closest enemy, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is obviously the Grotlings. So
either one, he goes off the board. But yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So no Death Wish. Whatever wish he was wishing for, it wasn't that.
Keep wishing, mate.
Yeah.
You're going to survive by fleeing.
Yeah. Yeah. Skura picks off a Rymar Knight, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I moved these Spider Riders up. Yeah. I don't know, really, whether you fancy charging the Sea Guard at all. But either way, I figure keep them there.
Yeah.
My spiders don't mean much in terms of aggression. So
yeah, plinking off.
Yeah, kill Suicide as well. So that's both eagles and a chariot gone. So decent start killing your chaff, if you can call the chariot chaff. But yep. And go into your turn 2. So yeah. Yeah.
I decided to initially charge the Boar Boys, because I think I do all right considering I'm on the charge. I think I've got 10 attacks.
Yeah.
I think hitting on 2s, wounded on 2s, so
And they haven't got a great deal of armour. In fact, they may be feral boar boys. I think it would have fit the army. I actually wrote them down as normal boar boys, but I think they were probably ferals.
So I decided
to say, if they were ferals, then they were fearless, so they must have been normal ones.
Must have been normal.
Must have been normal in order to.
But I think I win that. So you thought the same. So you fled.
Yeah, I was off. Absolutely. So you redirect, obviously. Not into the Nashers though.
Not into the Nashers because I need to get rid of the guy just to stop any silly things happening to my dragon.
Absolutely.
Really. And I'm in a good position at this point because I'm behind all of your stuff with no counter charges, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, it's only turn 2. You got plenty of time to either go back for the objective or kill some more.
Yeah.
Shooting. Crazy.
Yeah, so more shooting. So I think another 8, looks like. 7 this time.
7 this time, yeah.
4, 6, 7. So yeah,
quarter of the
no need to. Yeah, from my point of view, no need to charge the chaff because if they charge me, they die. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm quite happy, and as well, like especially on the left, it prevents you from charging me as well.
Yeah.
I don't mind just sitting there and just keeping the charge ranges long and keep shooting at you.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
I think that's the problem with chaff against shooting lists is you don't really need it to chaff. And I was hoping you'd charge them. I guess it was obvious you weren't going to, in hindsight. But having them on the board now is actually in my way. So
I think the thing with your chaff in this situation is I guess the Rhymer Knights are probably the best target for them because if you say with the Goblin Raiders at the top, if you put them right in front of my Knights and then put the Gargantula behind them, I've not really got any way out.
No. I guess because I was rushing your shooting units. The Rhinos were just doing their thing.
It made sense. So. And they've got 3 or 4 wounds off as well. So
yeah. Kill that guy, obviously. You only have one wound left, so that would have been horrible if you hadn't managed that.
It's like 10 points to me.
10? I think it's 90. Maybe 110.
Yeah, and I've moved up my dragon to be within range and behind your lines and stuff. Also, to put a bit of pressure on your boar boys as well.
Because they are fleeing.
Because I'm still res 5 and I've got breath weapon and stuff, so I've still got a bit of strength 5. Sorry, it's a bit of combat stuff to me. But yeah, if I do it this way, then I'm behind you and I've got a bit of time to fly around and pew stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Moving into my turn 3, and I can do no more but just march on forwards, really. I think I realise at this point, obviously very slow, that you're not going to charge my chaff, so I'll just move it to the side to shoot at you with throwing weapons. But it's too far to declare the charge, because if I fail and only move 1 or 2 inches forwards, then I really am in a big trouble by failing those charges. So I have to march forward and get in your face, really. And Grotlings do stick where they are, but not enough to stop me charging this time. And also to keep your spears relatively in place. Nashers moving up, both of them as well, now that they've lost their targets. Sticking to the plan, really. Rush forward. Yeah. Don't worry about the dragon and the Rhymer Knights behind me. Just keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe nothing else happened in my turn. Unless
you rallied your boar boys, it looks like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've actually got confused with what this picture was showing because I think I thought it was showing your magic phase, but in your
I think
turn
it probably
2
did.
Magic phase,
it probably still did. Yeah.
Back a turn, you did 4 more wounds to the Git launcher.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, but this picture was actually showing me rallying. Absolutely. But yeah, he has 1 wound left to Git launcher because of the bully that's with him, or the overseer as it's now called. Yeah, and on the right, I do indeed chaff your Roma Knights with the other unit of Spider Riders, but they're not. Those two units are in a lot of trouble. The Roma Knights can just go through them at their leisure, really. Now the Gargantula's gone, leaving them on their own. So,
yeah, I was pretty happy with this sitch because, like I said, it's got like 3 turns left. So
absolutely,
hoping I can clear this up in the 3 turns.
You had 4 turns left at that point. It was my turn 3. So, I got Raven's Wing on to get the Nashers a bit closer as well, just so there's no chance of them failing that charge. So they're in decent position in your Spear's flank, which is nice. They're not scoring, so there's no point in me hanging around for that objective.
Yeah,
unfortunately. I think if they were scoring, then that would just make them even more powerful. Because, I mean, they're pretty popular nowadays anyway.
Oh, yeah,
so.
They'd be taken.
Oh, in fact, that's a proxy, isn't it? I'm proxying the Nashers.
Oh, yes.
The Goblins as Nashers. There you go. Because at the time, I didn't have any Nashers. Teaser. Tried the same trick to get Evil Eye on your dragon. I think I cast something inconsequential in order to get Evil Eye off, but we all know you're not going to charge him into anything. But still, it does reduce your advance rate, so there's that as well. It's not just for charges.
And March, I think.
Yeah, right? Exactly, yeah. My Splatterer picks out a couple of wounds on your dragon.
Yeah.
Look at that shot.
Blimey.
That's a hell of a shot, isn't it?
It's really good considering I've got hard target on as well.
I know, yeah. Hard target, long range, doesn't care about terrain or cover, and can see you because you're gigantic, or are you large?
I think I'm large cavalry. So
yeah, so I could just see you because my cavalry would be standard tall. But yeah, picked out 2 wounds on the dragon. Boom, got him.
Yeah.
These guys are panicking because they know their time is up. This is your turn 3 now, of course.
Yeah, charge!
Yeah. Not there, though. You just move your Sea Guard up to chaff me.
Yep.
Sort
of. Chaff you.
But you're not actually chaff.
So, yeah, we're not. I kind of... I've got my guy in there.
You've got 2 characters in there, haven't you? Yeah.
2 characters, so and a champion. If I really
so what are their names then? Draco, or and what? What's your general?
I haven't got one for on foot spear guy.
On foot spear guy. That's his name.
Yeah.
Okay.
First name on foot.
Spear guy.
Yeah. And I move like so. Really.
Move your spears to face the Nashers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. And your dragon flies over to there.
Yep. So I can see the thing at the back, the spear chucker.
Is that what you're aiming for now? Yeah. You weren't. Yeah. You wanted to try and take out the Splatterer rather than finish off the kit launcher. Do you need line of sight for Blaze? You do, don't you?
For Blaze, but not for Scorching Salvo.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. More shooting. Look at that, man. Look at that shooting. That's more than 8 this time.
Short range now, bitch.
That might still be 8, actually. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're coming at me. You're short range. I haven't
still no
Queen's
6 of
Guard.
Ages.
They're hitting on 2s, wounding on 4s. Love a bit of that Queen's Guard.
Oh, no. Tell me about it. I mean, I Feral Orc block in core is fairly popular. This is the first time I've tried it, because previously I'd been with a standard orc, common orcs, with a big block of spears. And that unit of common spears, actually, despite it, no one else taking them, I've really enjoyed having them. Like, I think it was out of War 1 when I first had that big block of spears.
Sure.
And I really enjoyed that unit. But I went to Ferals for this one to give them a try, because everyone plays Ferals. Oh, they're being proxied as well. That's with my normal common orc, actually. Come to think of it. And yeah, they just die to shooting. I mean, I guess it's not the right opponent for them to go against.
As well as just dying to... this is 3 turns of me just shooting them.
Every single bow has gone against them.
Right. So I have had to seriously focus fire, not just in one turn of shooting and stuff. But yeah.
And you would have had your favourite spell off on your shooters, was it?
I've got altered sight on my Sea Guard. Yeah. It's and like I said, I'm hitting on 2s anyway with the Queen's Guard from there. So yeah,
lethal, absolutely lethal. Obviously, kill the Spider Riders. So no problem there. They do flee though because you don't pursue.
Let them run.
Yeah, and it looks like you did 3 wounds to the Splatterer as well with your magic.
Yep.
So. Obviously, I take the bait, and you can stand and shoot.
So a cover volley with the Sea Guard, with the ones that could see, and they get 4. Was it off?
Yeah,
5,
including the first of the command. It's literally just a champion left.
Yeah,
musician dies as well.
Just on the front, I'm not gonna. I can cover volley that if I just hold the other charge. So
question: could I have stopped that cover volley thing if I'd have charged the Gargantula first? Because I'm trying to work out whether I did or not.
I'm still cover volleying, aren't I? Like you move them all after the thing, so I get a reaction, and the cover volley is an additional reaction. So I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember how we actually played this. It was so long ago.
Yeah,
it could have been that I charged the Orcs first, in which case, absolutely, you would get the cover volley. If by charging the Gargantula first, I could have prevented it, then I definitely should have done it. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But you think they would have got the volley? Even if
I've got a feeling that they'd have it anyway. Yeah,
fair enough. But so I'm left with a champion and 2 feral orc characters in that Orc unit. So crazy. Also charged the Nashers into the front of them, of course. And I just remember not passing any 6-up Aegis. Not that it would have saved a lot of them, but at this point 34 feral orcs have been killed. So
worth mentioning, in the previous phase I've got altered sight off on my Sea Guard, which helps with the offensive and defensive skill as well as the aim.
Sure.
But also I think I got +1 strength off on them as well.
Yeah.
Not really for the normal guys, but mainly for my character.
Yeah. Rally these guys so they can come back a bit more. But, I mean, at the end of the day, your Rhymer Knights pretty much their objective is to kill these 2 units, and if they've got time, get the objective. So chances are you're still going to achieve that. I also rallied my Boar Boys. I think that was the first chance they had. Seems like a while since they fled. Yeah, it would have been. This is turn 4. No, I rallied them in turn 3, didn't I? So I've just moved them.
You rallied them and turned them to the left, and now you've just turned them round. I don't know. Do they have a musician?
They do. Yeah. I really should have probably tried to zone or at least threaten your Rhymer Knights.
On the left,
But I think your Rhymer Knights are probably close enough to.
I got better movement as well.
Exactly. So it's a really hard one to pin you down for. And I know that the dragon's probably going to move. Maybe actually I've gone for the middle objective with these guys. That's probably what I was thinking, actually. I do. You can't quite see it, but I do get a couple of wounds on the dragon, or a wound maybe. 1 wound, I think. Actually, there's only 3 wound markers. 4 wounds would kill it, wouldn't it? The young dragon. So obviously, it didn't kill it. It's got 1 wound off. Oh yes, and because of that, the Splatterer only had to do 1 wound. Basically, just needed to hit because of clip wings, but missed that time.
Yep.
After making a hell of a shot last time, this time can't manage it. So
probably hard target there.
Well, still, don't know whether that's short range. It might have just been, but either way, that's what hard target's for. In this combat, I had charged the Goblin Raiders into the flank just to try and combat res for a flank, basically. And if you didn't kill anyone on that side, then maybe I could have hung around. But you issued a duel with your main spear guy, and Gargantula killed him.
Yep.
I think did 2 wounds on the actual attacks and then killed him with the stomp.
Yeah.
But you did 4 wounds back to me first. So pretty good from your guys' perspective.
Yeah,
I think he could have done better, couldn't he? With is it 7 attacks?
I've got
overall?
8. No, 4 attacks, and they double.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm hitting on 2s, and then they double. So probably 6 you normally get through.
6 or 8, yeah.
And then you mean I'm strength 6 because of the spell versus your res 6?
Yeah, res 6, yeah.
So yeah, 4 is pretty good. Pretty good as a thing. So
yeah, absolutely.
I killed
armor, so.
some of your guys on the right too, I think.
Yes.
As well, and
it did mean that I lost the combat because of all your ranks and stuff. So
standards and everything like that.
Absolutely. So yeah, because your BSB's in there, isn't he? So
but, yeah, standard BSB.
2 ranks. It looks like.
Yeah, and then 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Versus your 3 in a charge.
3. Yeah.
And a flank.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, the chaff is gone. Go to town on the Spear Elves, though, of course.
Yes.
You did kill the champion in the Orc unit. He was the only one to go down. And a whole load of Nashers. But yeah, tons of Spear Elves die. Which is cool. I got Bring the Pain off on you, which meant I could re-roll my hits on everyone. So that's the weak part for Orcs, really, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah. So
absolutely. And into your turn 4, I think it was now.
Yep. Mopping up now.
Absolutely. You saw this, which I didn't see coming. It's a really long charge. I know that. You saw the rear of my Nashers and thought Queensguard can fight too.
Yeah, I think was it a 10 needed or something?
Oh, at least you know what you're like.
At least it was a 13 I needed, and thankfully I got it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it gets them out of dodge a bit as well. So
yeah,
happy days.
Yeah, and by the end of combat, the previous turn, obviously my Orcs found themselves out of combat, which meant your dragon could turn around and
well, he had to come this way anyway because he's got like 3 wounds, so I need some healing off on him if I can. So I got flaming swords off on the Sea Guard, which is nice, and
got a whole
some
load
more
off on the
spells.
Sea Guard. Yeah.
And because I got one of the other BSB spells, I can heal a wound on.
Yeah, I think
on
I've got a picture
Dragon.
of that actually. Yeah. Yes, you did indeed heal a wound.
Max 1, but every little helps.
I don't know what I was actually trying to stop this magic phase because it seems like you got a lot off. But
I did get
But hey,
I don't know.
No. Maybe it was just one of those turns where my one dispel attempt rolls really bad, and then you just have free reign to do anything. So
maybe
it happens. But yeah. And you killed a couple of grotlings as well through fire.
I think that was a breath weapon.
Oh, that was a breath weapon. That makes sense, actually. Yeah.
Because at this point, I think I'm like, I don't really fancy any other units against like with my dragon, so may as well use it to some avail.
Absolutely. Without my Orcs in the side, obviously that combat is a bit more favoured towards the spears. I couldn't charge the. I was out of combat before the reform at the end of combat, so in that situation you can't move your Orcs up the flank, can you? Because you're out of combat as soon as you're out of combat, and I couldn't charge higher up the spear unit initially because of my grotlings being there.
Yeah.
So again, that was chaff being in the way. Yeah. And because of that, the Nashers lose out there. But I believe that they actually passed their break test.
The little suckers.
Yeah, which means they don't blow up, so that's cool. And they hang around. The other Nashers also passed their break test, if not win, actually, by the looks of it.
Yeah, they didn't. They just smashed me up.
Yeah,
which I was very surprised at.
Especially as
very surprised.
I think the thing is that all of them have 2 attacks each. So actually, apart from not getting the supporting attacks,
so 12 attacks,
12
you did
attacks.
6. Yeah,
exactly. So it was pretty nice. And ready to smash up the Queensguard next turn.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Crazy.
Another duel comes about with this combat. which is crazy. The Gargantua being a character, really, just a little goblin, and that means I can fight characters. I don't know whether it was you issuing the jewels here or me.
Well, bearing in mind I'm now strength 7. I've only got 3 attacks though, so hitting and wounding the 3 is pretty good. So
yeah,
and I've got no armor, so I would imagine I'd do that in order to stay steadfast.
Yeah.
But yeah,
another character.
Gone.
Yeah, so General and BSB killed, which is quite cool. But yeah, the Gargantua now has taken 7 wounds, and obviously going into my turn, you're still going to have those spells on. So chances are the spears are going to be able to blink that last wound on him. So, and you've still got a champion if you wanted it. So
yeah, sure.
You kill the Splatterer, of course. So, no contest. And this time I get Bring the Pain off in my turn on your Queen's Guard to try and make it even easier. My Nashers to kill some Elveses. But in combat, oh man, that wasn't expected.
Yeah, well, I do about the same amount.
Yeah.
And then so do you.
Yeah, but with less attack, with more attacks. Or no, maybe you killed them. Actually, you killed my back.
I go first, so I think you have essentially the same. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But with Bring the Pain didn't help at all, and because of that, I lost the combat. I failed my break test. It would have been re-rollable with General as well, so it would have obviously been quite a bad break test roll, because I wouldn't have lost by much based on those casualties. And yeah, they blow up, of course, because that is what Nashers do.
If you had 5 left, maybe did I do 7?
Yes, I think you did.
Yeah,
6 or 7 anyway. Yeah, definitely enough to lose the combat, and I wouldn't have been steadfast. Oh, actually, I might have been. I had 5 left. Interesting, but either way, it was going to be a bad set of break tests to fail that, even if I'd only lost by 1 or 2. So, this combat, you managed to kill off my general through the spear attacks to the side. I don't know how you managed that.
How
did he die?
I don't know.
He definitely died. Otherwise, he wouldn't be there. But yes, the BSB...
I'd done 1 wound to you previously, hadn't I? So I must have just got lucky with my 2 wounds.
Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe he didn't have a lot of armour as a feral orc, I guess. But yeah, the BSB survives and runs you down because I still managed to win. The Nashers obviously contributed towards killing a few elves.
I think I got a load of the Nasher wrecking team. No, sorry, the Nashers just killed them off with my front attacks.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. But I have lost my general, but PSB survives and keeps running.
Yeah, man.
You plink off the spider. This is my turn 5, isn't it? So yeah, only takes one wound on him. So, but yeah, the guy actually killed both your characters, so probably got his points back. So,
absolutely. I think looking at it, I think you must have been challenging because it's the safest place for you.
Yeah, to avoid getting the rows of spears against me.
Yeah.
So, especially with you getting spells off.
Mm-hmm.
You get Scorching Salvo and a Blaze off on the Orc Ball Boys, who are still just hanging around the middle. They're definitely going for that middle objective, but whether they can hold it is another matter. Like I say, it is only my turn 5 at this point. Take 2, and again, you don't kill the Spider Riders, but crazy. They're fleeing now. But I guess you've got other problems in that you're drawing the objective currently, with my orcs now being on the objective. So these Rymar do actually need to do some work on the Ball Boys.
Sure.
And I believe you charged with your dragon. Did you?
And you fled.
I failed. No, I failed my terror test.
Oh, right, okay.
Because they're not feral orc boys.
Not ferals.
Yeah, and I didn't have a general or BSB nearby. So yeah, forget claiming that objective or drawing it, or at least having a showdown with the Rhymer, because they're terrored and they run through the Rhymer. I don't take any casualties from that, but it looks like you died from dangerous terrain previously.
Not taking any casualties is pretty good.
Yeah. I can't remember the full details there, but either way, I have managed to flee. So, and our last picture shows what's left of my army. Not a lot. You basically use your remaining turns to march up the Sea Guard, and they actually ended up getting the objective. Where are your Rymar gone?
Oh no, you must have charged them. That's what it must have been then.
Oh, did I go through them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Charged and killed.
Oh, okay. Ignore Twig Death then.
Because this is your turn, isn't it?
There would have been. This was my turn 6. Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So you charged and killed because you charged them. You did it.
Oh, I bet. And I bet then your dragon charged them in your turn 5, which is why I fled, and we just kept that picture.
No. You would have overrun, wouldn't you?
Well, would I? I would have wanted the objective. But
yeah.
I think I would have. I'm thinking I probably reformed to try and get back to the objective, and then your dragon charged them and terrored them. But either way, it doesn't matter too much because the result is that your Sea Guard can march up and get that middle objective. Your Rhymer, I've got the ones on the left. I've got 3 Spider Riders in the middle. The Grotlings are up there with my BSB. But at the end of the day, it's not a lot left on the Orc side. And
that's quite shocked my mage survived, actually.
Yeah, your dragon, yeah. And I put this down as an 18-2. We didn't actually count up, as far as I can remember, or if we did, it's way back in our WhatsApp messages. So I'm not scrolling back to that. But it's definitely a convincing victory for the Highborns. You got the objective, killed my general. I did kill your general and BSB, whereas you only got my general. But I don't think that would have been enough to...
Yeah, 15-5 sounds about right on points.
Yeah.
I did lose the spears, which might have been a 14.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, it was boosted by the objective. So
sure.
Yeah, good game. Good game. It was an enjoyable one. I mean, it felt like I was running into a hail of arrows for most of that. And I was, really. So
you were, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my army, man.
Deceptively shooty. I don't think it's deceptively anymore. It's a gun line.
It can't be, yeah. It's
a gun line. You
pyro.
You horrible gun line, man.
I changed it for the Ocho, didn't I? To one of the Rhymer Knights out with 2 bolt throwers.
Yeah, you did.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah, and how did that fare for you? Because you haven't really gone back to Highborn since then.
It was all right. I didn't do too good. I had some big losses because of silly mistakes, but it gets on the Ocho some good players as well.
Yes, yeah.
Literally, I think I was a bit out of my depth.
Wow, that's something you saying that, man. I might have to record that one. Oh, we are. No, Ocho was full of very good players. You're right. Cool. Yeah, so that was that one. As I say, it was a good old 10 months ago, this battle. We are working on something to get our next tabletop battle to happen without it being illegal, obviously, because we can't meet up at the moment because of lockdown.
Don't be illegal, folks.
Don't be illegal.
Don't be illegal.
Don't break the lockdown. It's not worth it. Let's finish off COVID once and for all.
Keep washing your hands.
Yeah, do it. But yeah, so we're working on what you will have for your battle report next week, and fingers crossed, we will manage to still maintain our record of having a battle report every week in spite of COVID. So I'm proud of that. I don't know about you, Lucky Sixes, but fingers crossed. But we are scraping the barrel now.
Well, yeah, with this.
Yeah, I think because this was very much just an Art of War practice game. We never really expected on putting this online, did we?
Yeah, so.
But yeah, so there you go. Still a fun game. So, let us know in the comments about the annotations, whether you liked this version of the speech bubbles or the previous version from the Beast Herd Saurian game. In terms of ease, probably similar amount of time it takes to do them. Similarly, if you don't like the speech bubbles and you prefer lucky sixes, squiggly lines, and death by blood and all that's perfectly cool. Because you do those ones, don't you?
Creative annotations, I call them.
Absolutely. Or if you've got different ideas for how to annotate, because we are very much exploring that as an option. So, yeah, let us know what you think. And keep hitting up the comments. We love the comments that you guys give to us on these Tuesday battle reports. They're such good fun.
Yeah, a few new people lately as well,
absolutely.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, welcome to you guys.
Hi all.
Yeah, and I think one of the questions we had was why play the 9th Age over Warhammer Fantasy, which was going back a fair way since we played Warhammer Fantasy. Obviously predates the channel, Warhammer Fantasy. But yeah, we did come from that game system. And the simple answer is the rules are more balanced and the game is more, balanced overall and just flows better.
And we like the community.
Yeah,
it's a good community as well.
Exactly. We didn't ever go into the community with Warhammer Fantasy, whereas we have done with 9th Age. And yeah, we love it. So,
but yeah, if you want to join the debate, hit it up in the comments. What you fancy doing.
Yeah. And if you are new to this channel, then get on the subscriptions because we're going to keep the content coming. So yeah, at the time of this video, I think it's the 8th of December this goes out.
Yeah. Sure.
So that means maybe in the next day or so, something exciting.
Definitely be this week, yeah.
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 So check out.
Stay tuned.
Make sure you click on that notification button so that you will be informed immediately what we've got for you this week. Cool. Thanks very much, everyone. I'll see you soon.
See you later.